Welcome to the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. It's Monday, September 28th, 2020. I'm Crypto Jack, and I'm sitting in for Justin Wise today. And of course, I'm joined by two of our team analysts, Alex and Jason, today. How are you guys doing?
Happy Monday, everyone. Doing great.
I'm doing well, too. Hi, guys.
All right, so today we're going to be reviewing the markets, which have opened green. We got the Dow up over 400 points this morning, and including Bitcoin, which began marching up late yesterday to be in striking distance of 11,000 again. I also happened to read that we've broke a record of 60 plus days of closes above 10,000 on Bitcoin. So maybe we're entering quite a bullish footing heading into the next big cycle. But in order to explore all of this, let's pass the mic to Jason or to Alex. Yeah, let's do Alex here. I've got your. Let's see here. I'm gonna throw you up on the screen here. Let's take a look. All right, Alex. I believe you are on the screen. Do your thing.
Hey, guys. So, pretty big morning on the markets, broadly speaking. So, not just in crypto, but like Jack suggested, we've had big movements on all the market indices and equity markets. So, why don't we take a look and just get kind of a broad overview of what's going on in the markets and see if we can get an idea of where we should be trading for the next week or so.
Sure, we pour.
Yeah. So, I think I was posting in the Discord's market analysis this morning that it's my belief that today, if today had to be put into one sentence, it's the dollar finally has a bad day, entire market benefits as a result. So the U.S. dollar has been really strong. It was strong all last week, as we know. There's been the best way I think to consider it is when you think of the U.S. dollar being strong, you would think, well, if the dollar is strong, then the stock market must be strong, right? But a strong dollar can mean that there's a panic selling in the stock market as people sell their securities into dollars. They're essentially buying dollars with their securities. So demand for dollars goes up as stock market goes down. And similarly, we can get an idea looking here at the dollar going down today that, all right, so market opinion is kind of shifting right now. Maybe investors are getting a taste for riskier assets again. Now let's head over here to the SPY. So on the SPY, we've finally got a downward broken stride on our trend here. So we had a gap up morning, and they say that the market is up like 400 some points today, but really the institutions that got their aftermarket hours limit orders filled and stuff like that, they made money today. Everybody else has been kind of trading sideways since the day opened, or slightly downwards. Most likely, I would not be surprised if over the next day or so we retest down a little bit. But overall, I feel confident that at least for the next week or so, I expect upside here. You can see that here, we're starting to get a little bit of curve here. Yeah, it's just up, down, up, down. It's time for a little bit of up here on the S&P 500 here. We've also got a nice retest of this previous consolidation area that you see here. So the same story is happening on the on QQQ, which represents the Nasdaq. So lower time frames here, we'll see broken downward stride, which actually was broken on Friday. So Nasdaq kind of leading the charge here on the recovery. And a retest of this resistance turn support. This is a little bit more clear on the weekly and the 3-day that this was resistance and that it has acted as support. Yeah, I like here the 3-day. It's really clear here. You see, because of our wicking action here. So
absorption there.
Yeah. So that looks strong for at least a little bit of continuation on this upside. Do I know that we're going to make new highs? No, obviously I cannot know that here. As a matter of fact, we could come up, because we've broken this downward stride, let's not forget that we have also broken, this upward stride here. So we could easily get up, a little bit of recovery, and then maybe we'll even retest trying to enter the uptrend, and then we'll fail. We'll get a swing failure pattern, and then we'll get a continuation on downwards. So it's I don't want to suggest to you guys that it's like this is it. It's time to go all in back into the market. Well, no, yes, do long it, but don't necessarily go all in right away, guys. Let's look for some. Let's especially for the broader markets, let's look for more continuation. We know the markets have been weak. We know that there's a lot of uncertainty, unrest in the world right now. We know that the things still are unclear for the U.S. politics political situation. So
we're in a strange time for sure.
Yeah. So all right. So let's say that what we're getting out of the major markets is true. Like these signs that we're getting that investors are once again interested in riskier assets after being not for like 1, 2. Let's put on a couple weeks. Like let's
about
say
2 months.
Yeah. So roughly a month here, month and a half, and then maybe a little. Yeah. So let's head on over to crypto and get a sense of what's happening in our
Before you go down that, let me just quickly shout out to everybody in the chat. I do see S180XT here. Thank you to everyone joining us this morning. Mr. Hut QC is in the chat. He says, "Is this real?" Yep, it's real, buddy. We are back and doing it live. Sainzy, welcome back. We missed you. Yes, we missed you too, Sainzy. We missed everybody in the live chat. Sorry to leave everybody hanging for the last week or so, but that's just how things play out sometimes. GBU Professor Wally is in here saying, "Sup, fools?" Yep, we're here. Are we feeling like fools today, boys? I don't know. I think the trades went pretty good this weekend. Is it live or Memorex? No, this one's definitely live, but the cassette tape's away. Ron Legato clapping for the team. Adachi's in here asking, are we an hour early? Yep, we're starting a little hour early. Unfortunately, the schedules were a little conflicty today, so this is the best we could do, guys. A little hour early, I'm sure.
Wanted to make sure we got it out.
Yeah, some of you will be catching this on the re-recorded playback, so do enjoy the replays. Zach Coma's here. Midwest, of course, Ben Kirkland, Damian Hughes, Dachi, and B-Flow, Challenged Investor, Loop Patient, and many more. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. If you do leave your comments, I'll periodically scroll back to them and see if we can get some of the analysts to answer them. But in the meantime, back to Alex.
My little birdies, it's so good to see all of you again.
Feed you, baby birds.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's go over here. Let's look at Bitcoin dominance and get kind of an overview of the broad crypto market. So last week we just had the weekly candle close, yesterday at 8 p.m. So 12 hours ago we got this all wrapped up. Basically last week, people continued to kind of panic sell their alts into Bitcoin, and then we eventually saw a reversal of that trend. We're kind of trading sideways, I would suggest to you, on Bitcoin dominance right now, with people kind of not being sure whether it's better to be in Bitcoin or alts right now. I know I feel that way, and when you look at people's technical analysis and the way people are discussing broadly in the market, I know I'm not the only person who feels that way. It's I'm flat still mostly. I still have the alts that I was so in profit on and so confident on that I was like, I'll just wait out this part of alt season, or this lack thereof of alt season, and see what the market as a whole does. But I'm not in Bitcoin, and the only Ethereum I have sitting around is Ethereum that I have sitting around because it's sitting there for Uniswap or something like that.
Need it for gas fees.
Yeah, exactly. Gas fees. God forbid you get caught right now without Ethereum in your wallet, guys, because good luck getting anything out of that wallet.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So, no one is quite sure which way to go here, and I don't want to claim any surety either. But what the market seems to be telling us is that the people are interested once again in riskier plays. And we see that in the broader market. And let's move over here from Bitcoin dominance to shit perp, which is, as we know, the low cap, our low cap shitcoin sector. So what do we have here? We have a broken downward stride, just like the S&P 500. We've got a retest of the previous high, just like the Nasdaq. This was the area that I had set out that I wanted us to re-enter on. We've got a beautiful. I guess you would probably consider this to be it's a bullish divergence.
That is bullish divergence. Yeah, you're lower.
Yeah. Well,
actually, no, never mind.
It's not lower on the 3-day,
No, it's
but
not.
I don't know. It's roughly even on the daily and stuff like that.
That's
Still,
just
I
regular
think this is a
divergence.
great
Yeah.
place to enter here on shitcoins. The situation is similar, but not as obvious on midcoins, where like this is actually the downward stride right here, and we have a secondary downtrend right here, which we have broken, but I wouldn't really consider our downtrend broken until we broke this high right here, and we're still under the previous high, so it's not nearly as clearly bullish for mid cap coins as it is for shit coins. And alts, of course, continue to be bearish here. This almost looks like a retest of a previous point of control, and then we're going to get more downside right here. God forbid that actually happens to altcoins because they look really attractive right now. Let's head on over to some of the major alts, which I keep on my. A lot of these are old. This is back when I still used to trade on BitNex. Obviously, you're gonna need your XRP, your Litecoin, your EOS, and stuff like that. But these are still mostly the major alts. So EOS here, looking attractive at this level. Yeah, let's make sure we have it on log here. Otherwise, it's not as clear why it's attractive. What's our downtrend right here? This is our downtrend. Clearly, we got a break on that. This looks like a good spot to be buying. And then, I know that EOS is going to break up and continue onwards? No, I don't know that. But I do know that we are going to retest this area right here. I will bet you all $500,000,000 I don't care. Like, line up, guys. Come on, line up. Anybody who wants to take my bet, hop into chat, contact me afterwards via DM or something like that. Let's talk it out, because I guarantee you here, money, we retest this area right up here. So I think EOS is a pretty good buy right here. But I don't know if it's like this is a buy that you take for the distance. Like, this is it, guys. This is finally EOS's ultimate bottom. And we buy here and just hold for the rest of the bull market, and you'll be cool on EOS. I don't know that, because the weekly is still looks like another train wreck. Let's go to the weekly. And I have this very beautiful looking descending wedge drawn out here. But we've broken out of this support right here. And yeah, we're retesting lows. And if you're looking at this on the weekly, then this is probably not a spot that you would necessarily grab. You would at least wait for a turn here on time transformation, right? But it is on falling volume. And you can see the momentum of the weekly candles is lessening. Big candle, medium, small, hang like doji, upwards candle, recovery to retest previous support, maybe turn resistance. I don't know. Maybe it's not resistance. We'll see. But let's take a look at some of the other major alts. So BCH here. I call this for the group a while back, like way over. Yeah, back in this area. We had a clear break of this downtrend, and BCH made a valiant attempt, but it got slapped in the face. So BCH had a lot more downside here. It was not great. The market was all about low cap shitcoins for the entirety of the alt season. And then when Uniswap came out with even lower cap shit coins, the market was like, fantastic, all in right now, do it. So, I don't know. I would not be surprised to see the major alts do turnarounds in this areas, and we're seeing it on the charts. We're seeing these turnarounds here. Like you can look, we're starting to, this is a bullish divergence here on this is a bullish
Bullish.
man, I'm doing it worse. Bullish divergence here on BCH Bitcoin. So I think we will see the major alts rise in their valuations versus Bitcoin, but it's still not at all clear to me that it's still not at all clear to me that major alts are finally going to have their day in the sun versus like the shit coins and the ultra shit coins, the Uniswap shit coins, because the signs just aren't there. But we do see the lessening volume here right now. We see, we're kind of dumping into this little order block right here, which is the spot on Litecoin. Yeah, I like the major alts here, guys. And if you picked them up here and you're like, I'm a believer in Litecoin or I'm a believer in EOS, and I'm looking for a good place to buy, these are good spots to buy in. And then, you know what, if price keeps going further and the market dumps more, you exit at a slight loss. These levels are I think fairly safe entries for some longs. ADA here finally showing some strength after finally showing some strength here after what? Most of the alt season, ADA had to cool down because ADA was the first major alt out the door. Actually, it's the only major alt out because it's kind of a shitcoin. I think ADA is strong here. I would want to take ADA probably up into this area at least, and then I wouldn't be surprised if ADA retested down. There was some sideways before a break upwards right here. So, I would look for something akin to this. I would not be surprised if we retested this downtrend right down here, made one more new low to shake people out. So I would be really cautious about just jumping in feet first into these longs. Maybe EOS and Bitcoin. I would be very surprised, or EOS and BCH. I'd be really surprised if those made new lows from this area because they've broken their downtrends. But Litecoin hasn't yet. Tell you what, I've spent a lot of time here already on the shitcoins. Let's take a step back, and let's look at Bitcoin and Ethereum some more. So my sense here for Bitcoin is that we're probably going to see more sideways. There's a lot of liquidity above us. Let me finish opening it up. I'm thinking before I'm even looking at the chart. There we go. So this was our original plan that we set back here. The price would kind of move up to here, where we would load up on our hedge shorts and stuff like that, and then price would fall down to here. It hasn't quite happened that way. We did move up to this area, and then we retested down into this order block right here. We're moving back up, and I still, you know what, guys? Like, until we're back over 12K, I still feel relatively bearish on Bitcoin here. And these are not confidence-inspiring weekly candles. Yes, it looks like it's starting to turn over, like the way the rest of the market is.
The weekly is why I closed out my long positions the way it closed yesterday with that hanging man candle. That does not give me very much confidence to the upside there.
If you look at it one way, like this is us under resistance, like we're trapped under weekly resistance right here. And like this week we'll probably move up into this area and then move back down, and it'll be a weekly wick into this area, and then we'll see more downward movement this way. That's one possible scenario how this plays out. Or we can look at it this way, where the weekly had it could not break 10K support. We spent a good 2 weeks down in this area selling it, and then we retested, could not break 10K again, and we have a weekly wick into support, and then this week we're just gonna right through resistance. Screw you guys! You should have bought while you had the chance. those are kind of the two scenarios that that are suggestive looking at the weekly. But keep in mind, those scenarios may play out over the span of 3 and 4 weeks. So once
That's
again,
why
don't
I
get so
think
excited.
I
Yeah,
think that the sideways argument has a lot more credence here. Of course, I think we could wick up into there and then sell back off, but
yeah.
that's the reason why I decided to go flat. And once if we do go up to those levels, of course, then we can go back to the strategy of shorting that again, like we were even planning on before. But now that instead I can just be safe in case we dump off here, because I really do think that we're gonna have to see something happen here before
Mhm.
we're gonna get just a straight up breakout. I mean, it's totally possible, of course, but
All of this is really strong resistance overhead, guys. Like, what? I mean, longing here, not a bad idea. I would definitely, like, if you're a scalper, you could totally long right here up in this area. Solid trade. You're good, guys.
Mhm.
But if you're a swing trader, I would not be longing these areas thinking, oh, we're definitely going to break 12K. I
Mhm.
mean, maybe we will break 12K from these areas, but it could be like 2 months from now. And if I'm right about our thesis that that it's game on again in altcoin season, then uh, you're totally going to miss out. So those are some concerns that you're going to want to take under advisement. That being said, I do feel more strongly about Ethereum in this spot than I do in Bitcoin in this spot. So if you're going to be going long here on like the majors, like with Bitcoin and Ethereum being the two majors, then the other major alts, and then there's all the minor shitcoins. Then this is not a bad spot because I like the way that Ethereum Bitcoin is shaping up here. Now, originally I was hoping to see a movement more down this way and a retest of this high on Ethereum. But Ethereum is just, I think it might be too bullish here, guys. So let me show you my thinking on this. So this was the chart as I was looking at it this morning. Like we had here support is broken. So let's this is broken support. And we've been kind of hovering underneath it, threatening to like, oh, this is going to be a break of support. We retest it as resistance, and then we break down farther. That's what I was thinking all weekend long. But that is not what's playing out here. As a matter of fact, it looks like we are going to close the day above this resistance. And if you draw out the trends, we're breaking the downward trend stride here, and it looks like we may have a downward trending wedge here that is it's going to break up. And if that did break up, then I think we would see a retest of this high area right here, just based on the wedge. And okay, but on the weekly, I would actually want to take it up into this area. And if we at all continue to remain bullish in this area and didn't like do like a maybe something like this on like if the market is going to end up being bearish, then I would expect it to look something like this, and then put up a 3 triple top, and then we retest down here, and then 20, I guess at that point 2021 would end, and we would
21.
or excuse me, and at that point 2020 would end. Thank you. Sorry, already getting ahead of myself. At
Damn,
point 2020 would end. No, look, see here. Yeah, this is into
it's a whole
2021.
year.
Yeah. So the next year we break down, and then boom, we finally get a movement here. But that's the bearish scenario. Currently, it looks really bullish, guys. It looks like we couldn't break any lower here than let me let me undo all these stupid drawings I just did. 1 second. All right, beautiful. Okay. I mean, look at the weekly. It looks bullish, guys. We couldn't break this. We couldn't break support here. It's all wicks into support, and now the Fisher has reset here, and we're about to have some upside into this. Yeah, I would much rather be long Ethereum than Bitcoin once again in this area, guys. That's my feeling right now. And
In the
I
terms
think
of bullish setup, I do believe that Ethereum does look a lot stronger here than Bitcoin for sure.
yeah. Let's go ahead back to our Ethereum USD account. So um, Bitcoin made lower high, higher high, and then a lower high here. But this made 3 higher highs and then broke down here. And sorry, I keep switching back because I'm trying to figure out which chart I want to show. So we've broken the downward trend here on Ethereum US dollar, much like we have on the Ethereum Bitcoin. And here is where I'm just not sure. Like if you're long here, great. I think you should continue to be long on Ethereum USD in this spot. Um, and we're going to go up to either here or here, probably here, because if Bitcoin rises like I think it's going to rise in this spot, and Ethereum Bitcoin is going to rise, like it totally looks like it's going to rise in this spot, then I would definitely be targeting this area if I was long for either my take profit or to just exit my position and maybe swing shorts here for a retest lower. Because all these areas will have to be retested once we hit these highs. So one way or another, I would probably be targeting this area on Ethereum USD right now. So let's say 440, 335, 435 conservatively. And yeah. And then we'll see. What happens in crypto is going to depend on what happens in the rest of the world, guys. It's the markets are kind of all moving as one right now, and I'll tell you, it makes analysis a little bit easier in some ways. I mean, I show you guys, hey, look, the dollar index did this today, and basically every other market in the world went up, and everything is breaking its downward stride, and everything is looking upwards right now. That's not always the case, but it's how things are today. And that's why I feel bullish on and at least this next week of price action. I don't know what's going to happen after that, guys. It's not at all clear. Although when you look at the weekly on Ethereum, I would be hard pressed to say that if we got this turn up right here, I'd be hard pressed to be like, oh no, don't long that on the weekly. It's too bearish. I mean, guys, it's an uptrend. It's a continuation signal. We're staying above the highs. Like I don't know what more you want. If you're looking for a reason to be long, all the reasons are there. And if you're looking for a reason to be short, we've got a few reasons right now. But
It just has me being tentative and just
yeah,
kind of sitting right now because the signs are there, but right now the case would be to the upside, I
yeah.
think. But betting
This is
all
not.
on
I'll
that,
say one thing. This is not the spot to get short in. Wait until later in the week to get short,
yeah.
guys. But for those reasons, we're probably going to climb a little bit higher here on all the different assets. So if you're a really higher time frame player, I'd wait things out right here. If you're on the weekly or the 3-day, I'd wait maybe. If you're
That's where I'm at.
if you're on the daily, I would totally be taking this long. I mean, just look, let's take out our baseline here, guys. That's a long signal, guys. We're going to be getting a long signal at the end of today on Ethereum USD. We'll have we're going to be above here on time transformation. We're going to be above the zero line. Excuse me, couldn't even think of the word zero. We'll be closing above the baseline, and
That
I
still
bet
looks
you,
like it's in the Keltner channel, or is that green? I'm sorry. Oh, no, it's green. You're good. Never mind.
yeah. So things look positive here, and we did get a continuation signal earlier in the week actually on Bitcoin.
That
So
crossover.
yeah, we got the crossover, and we have some bottom feeder signals that played out well over here, and bottom feeder said do it again, and that it's kind of looking like that's going to play out
I
well here.
was really shocked to see that last bottom feeder on that candle that bought it back up above, that it still was signaling after that, because it actually had hit both take profits for the previous two, and now it's sitting at 11,152 for the take profit, I
Yeah.
believe.
Mhm.
I found that interesting.
Yeah, and we're getting the same thing here. Ethereum is USD is
Yep.
firing off a lot of bottom feeder signals here. So man, yeah, the it's Christmas treeing here them here on Ethereum. Just buy Ethereum is what bottom feeder is saying. So If you listen to Bottom Feeder here, I do not think you would be stupid.
It would have already paid off. I mean, 2 of those
Yep.
signals already have hit their take profit. Now you're just sitting on
XRP
one. So
Bitcoin, XRP Bitcoin, long signal, guys. So, tell you what, let's end this because I feel like that's a very nice broad market analysis, guys. I mean, that's about as good as anyone can ask for. Other than that, I'm not sure exactly,
yeah,
more specifically how good. But so let's take a look. If it's true that the market is going to be all about shitcoins again coming up, what looks good? Well, let's open up the look, guys. Let's look up the list, guys. Let's go to my low sat list. Start at the bottom, work our way up. Boom. Wing Bitcoin, not looking so hot right now.
just stay away
Let's
from
say
it.
no. Iris. Ooh, Iris is looking kind of interesting here. Let's turn off Bottom Feeder here. Bottom Feeder is not meant
Yeah.
for assets, guys.
False hope.
Yes, I don't dislike this here on Iris. But this is not enough data. So onwards. CTSI. I actually posted this for the members back here. I do like CTSI in this spot. Looks good on the weekly. Tell me if you saw this chart, you wouldn't be like, yeah, please sign me up. We're
gonna have a retest to the top of that shoulder of the wick before. So yeah, basically up that top yellow line that you got, the
I would
629.
totally. Yeah, you could take this either maybe at least to here,
Mm-hmm.
so 530, probably retest the previous high in this area.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. So I mean, guys, this is a 50% move up in this area. So don't slouch on some of these shitcoins. What else we got here? BTS is actually. This is one of my buy areas. I mean, look at it. This is my buy area. We landed right back in this area. And now we're throwing up a bunch of buy signals. It's tempting, but also this is also really bearish looking. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's quite the sell off there.
Yeah. What else we got here? Ardor. It's given a daily signal. It will at the end of today. What does the weekly look like? We are seeing falling sell volume. This is not very scary selling volume after all this buying. And then there's these two very anemic sell candles. I actually would not be surprised to see us dip a little further down.
Yeah, if I was a player in this, what I'd do is just set some limit orders around that yellow line, that lower down, see if you can snag it up off a wick.
Yeah. Okay, AppCoin. See, this is making what looks like new lows here in this spot. I would just, if something is testing its all-time lows, this is not what I would consider a strong market, even if it's in prime reversal territory, guys. If you remember, a lot of these coins are the ones that we did not enter because they were retesting the bottom of their trading range at the time, and that served us well.
Mm-hmm.
And I want us to remember that as we come up, because there are some really good-looking ones here, like Syscoin. If we're drawing from wicks here, this is pretty interesting looking. And if we're drawing from candle bodies, it's also pretty interesting looking here. So, Syscoin had a super strong July and it settled back down a lot here. I don't dislike this spot at all. Look, this is a nice little retest of this right here. It's glorious, guys. I think you should buy Syscoin in this spot. And last week we got a nice little indecision hanging. We got an indecision doji, and then we've got upside this week. That's a good sign. So I like that one. I think I'm going to put that one on our watch list. See you onwards. Loom. This does look nice here, but this is also hanging around its lows. And we did say we were going to stay away from ones that were hanging around its lows. So
it's better out there.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't dislike this. And I think if you were to take this, I mean, let's draw it out here. I bet we've got here a break of our downward trend. Yeah. This is a broken downward trend, guys. And if you took this long in this spot, I bet you could take this up to this area, maybe even this area. I would take this to 290. So that's another roughly 50% move in this spot, guys. So
at the very least, to the
let's
bottom of that.
Anyway. LRC, I am not entirely sure here on LRC.
That looks weak to me.
the weekly looks a little weak here.
Yeah.
It looks topped out here, but the lower time frames I'm not convinced here. Maybe my trend line here is a little premature. I mean, sure, this is broken, but we haven't broken this trend line here. So, I mean, maybe we continue onwards here and then we move back down here. So, considering the rest of the alt market here, I don't dislike this spot, but I'm not going to have this on our watch list. There's just not enough good signs. Blaze here. Oh, man. What a beautiful buy-in spot. Do we like this spot? I kind of like this spot. Blaze has been really strong here, guys. Like, look, we're really petering out here on our weekly sells.
A lot of volume not coming in there.
Yeah. Maybe we should wait for let's see. We've got a broken downtrend here.
I think that's
Not
still
on
it.
the
Not
day.
quite.
And I don't think maybe our daily trend is broken. Okay, let me do this.
Not quite, I don't think.
Not quite, guys. Not quite. But it doesn't look bad here. I would maybe wait for one more retest down in this area because this is looking a little overextended right here.
You might fill that box. You might do it.
Yeah. That's probably best, guys. Like, wait until we head back in this area. Maybe one more weekly wick. Raven Bitcoin. What do I keep telling you guys? Just say no.
Man, Raven.
Yeah. God, I'm screaming through the hills. People keep asking me about Raven. Just say no, guys. It's at an all-time low. MTH. Weak here. I don't like it. It's not a great looking spot. This looks almost like it's retesting resistance here.
And
not interested in this one.
It really appears that time transformation reset fairly quickly there to get back above the zero line so quickly. So
yeah. I really don't dislike this on AMB because we have on the 3-day, we have a very clearly delineated strong downtrend in this spot. So, yeah, I would wait for a break of this on the 310, and then I would long this with extreme prejudice on Ambrosius, guys. This is a 100% movement right up to this area right here. Ambrosius it's a real shitty shitcoin. A lot of people got.
it's a real shitter.
Yeah, it's a real shitter. But this trading range looks like it's holding really strong, guys. I think this is a good one where you pick this one up at this because if this looks like a spring here, it looks like a retest at the bottom. I like this on AMB, so I may put this one in here as a dependent on a break here. This looks weak. I actually expect more downside here. I want to see the pullback in this area still. It hasn't happened. Vib, weak in this area.
Did it hit its all-time lows there? Not quite.
Not quite. It was lower in May. It's not awful, and you do see here that
that could be the throwback downward channel to break out for sure.
Yeah, I don't dislike this here, and but I do feel like there's probably gonna and on the daily you do see we're moving sideways out of this trend. We're probably gonna pull upwards here. I wouldn't be surprised if we pulled up to maybe 200 right around this area right here. Oh, now I've just got too many lines, so let's just maybe this area right here. But I do think there's stronger ones out there. So let's keep moving here. We're gonna try and make this fast one. Damn. Guys, AST looks really strong in this spot. Where am I supposed to draw this trend line? And we're
Still want
still
to see.
below the baseline.
I think I'd still want to see a little bit more downside on that.
Yeah, let's see
At
a
least,
retest of this area down
yeah,
here.
to there at least to the top of that. That's what I would think.
Here. I mean, it's not bad, guys, but I mean, and we do have a weekly trend break too. I don't know. Maybe we'll retest up here, but ultimately, I think we break back down here. All-time lows here. I just wouldn't. You know, this was my pickup spot, and now it's become resistance. So, as much as I hate to do it, I say hold off on Ren here, and then maybe wait till it retests down here.
Mm-hmm. It's not a bad spot. Just sold off more than you figured it would.
Yeah, it really did. I'm not feeling it. So we got ooh.
Is that Matic? Yeah, that looks like Matic. Interessante.
What does a weekly look like?
That still looks weak.
It does, but it's gonna print some bullish divergences the moment it gets a turn.
Yeah, the moment that crossover on the weekly, I think that's gonna be a good spot.
Yeah. Let's just wait for weekly crossover
What's
on
the
Matic
3-day
guys,
look like?
but-
We're getting close on the 3-day.
Yeah, it feels like we just got kind of retested this previous low. If we got a 3-day signal, guys, I would not mind taking it in this spot because I would feel like support had held.
Mm-hmm.
This is like all support here. Think of this as a retest, the previous consolidation area. Price likes this spot. If we broke above here, I would expect us to keep going. And similarly, if we broke below this area, I would expect us to break down to here, at least, which is it's like 50% movement. So, but it's not time yet. Tron, it could be time. We got to retest this previous high area, broken downward stride. I'll tell you, you know what? If you went long Tron here, I would not call you an idiot.
The marketing campaign worked out for old Justin Sun there.
Yeah. I would at least expect it to come up and retest this area here. So, hate to do it, but it's going on our watch list, guys.
ERX.
Yeah. See, Gifto here, it's retesting our area, but it's another one that's, near the bottom of its trading range in a way that we're not interested in. Like this, it's market weakness.
Let's face it, some of these coins are just not going to keep going.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Not every low cap shitcoin is going to find love again, guys, and some of them will go to zero. We just don't know which ones. And, I guess it turns out the market had a little bit more appetite for shitcoins than, because back in 2019, people were like, the bull market can't happen until 95% of shitcoins go to zero.
Yeah.
I remember how many people said that. And well, that just did not happen. But they are still hanging around their lows, some of them. I'd be very I'd approach them with some trepidation if I were you. UKC. This was our first buy area. And it worked out up here if you bought it and then resold. But if you bought here and then held after these areas, you got fucked. So Quark Chain is down in our second buy area. Down in here. I do like this spot. This is a nice retest of the previous range highs. Because the rest of the market is looking bullish, I would say, yeah, go ahead and pick it up in the spot. But we're not yet getting a break of our downtrend. Yeah, we're still it's kind of how it looks to me. So I would wait some more on this. I think it maybe even boom, like maybe a retest of the previous point of control. which we've seen on other assets. Like we saw something like that on CTSI. So I'm imagining something like that. Where we got a retest down onto our local point of control, and then we'll see more movement upwards from there. So let's onwards here. I just covered those. QSP. Feels oversold to me. But I also am not fond of this spot either. What's the weekly look like? Okay. I want to see a retest upwards into this area. Because you see, we've got a big wick into this area before. So this is resistance. This is support. I want to see movement up from here. Wait, where's my drawing? Let's see movement. There we go. See movement up into this area and then back down. That's how I feel about QuantStamp right here.
Head and shoulders playing out.
Head and shoulders Y. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So look at the up to the top of that wick right before it is probably the range.
Like
yep.
Something like that. So I really want to see a retest this trading range. We haven't gotten that yet, guys. So I would hold off on QuantStamp. Weekly here on OST. It's ugly, guys. Just made a new all-time low. It feels like like the rest of the market. It's a good reversal spot, but man, it's risky. Why do it? Seller. This was my pickup spot, and now it's become resistance. I'd wait a minute. But I mean, if you bought this spot, you're probably in the money eventually. I mean, I don't know if we might retest lower here, but sellers had quite a sell back down into this area. So
it's a seller's market.
Yeah. And see, we've retested this point of control right here. I would really much rather be long seller in this spot than I would want to be short seller this spot. I really think, as a matter of fact, I'm going to leave this on my watch list. I like this. But we do not have any confirmation whatsoever yet. So we just can't take it. Oh, maybe. I mean, do we have a 3-day confirmation? Maybe. This is a super strong bullish divergence. I'll give it that. It doesn't matter where you draw it from. It's a bullet. You draw it from here, 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 here. It's a super strong bullish divergence. So.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Is this like a retest of support, now resistance, and like this like a wick telling you just stay out of request network for now? Or
people selling off on it?
Or that could be like pre-buying. Like people are so bullish on request network. They're like, this may not be the bottom, but I'm just gonna buy it here. And then we've got wicks up into that area. So I'm not sure, but if you bought this area on request network, I don't think you'd be disappointed eventually. I would imagine we're going to retest up in this area right here. This is a very strong consolidation area right here. But we could test a little bit lower before we do that. So I'd be cautious. Testing its lows in the way that we don't like here. Ditto.
That's new low.
Yeah. Data here, we're still just kind of yeah, that makes sense to me. All right. We're still just kind of waiting for any sort of upward movement to long here, which we haven't really gotten. But we're getting closer, I think, with a nice little retest of this area down here. Whoops. I still do want to see us move to this area. I still, even though if you bought this spot, you may not be very happy with me if you're still sitting in it. But I still feel this chart. I still do feel like we're going to end up in this area. So I think buying here on a, if you could get a weekly signal out of this area, I mean, yeah, look at that. I think that makes a lot of sense here. So I do like data in this spot, and and data sat out all of alt season. So like here's basically the market plummets on the market plummets on March 13th, and the only asset in the world that does well is basically data that week. Data does extremely well the week of March 13th. And then in June, no, it was in April and May. Alt season started, and data was like, whatever, my alt season's over. And we've just been kind of gliding downward since then. Yeah, I do like this spot on data still. I want to put that on our alt list.
I see Kevin M in the live chat is asking for Celsius. If we could give Celsius a look whenever you get a chance.
Yeah, Celsius, polka dot, and die.
Damn. I mean, gosh, if you have it, just keep holding it, buddy. I wouldn't buy this spot.
Bad
but,
entry, but if you already got it, that's a great trade.
Yeah. Congratulations. Did you say you want me to look at DAI?
There was DIA, die, and polka dot. Yep.
Dia.
No, he must mean DIA
He means
because DAI
Dia.
is a stablecoin, and I would be an idiot if I even looked at that.
Yeah,
chart.
DIA. That's what I meant.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, good. All right, well then let's open. It's like this is a trick question, Alex. You passed. Well, let's see. I did say the shitcoins were going to go up. Uniswap shitcoins or shitcoins. Let's take a look.
Oh, computer.
A busy day on ChartX. Well, we do have a broken down trend, but yeah, you know what? This is not a bad spot to be picking up Dia in. You know, I don't want you to go all in or anything in this spot, or especially on any Uniswap shitcoin.
I do like that amount of volume that came in with the absorption, though.
Mm-hmm. Let's go
That
into
looks like a test.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's go down into a lower time frame and let's take a look at the trades and let's see what it looks like. Because if that's like several sells in and then like, oh, that is like a nice looking strong recovery. I don't know. We might not be able to see it. That probably came in
A little too early right now on 4 hour.
All right, so we sold down into the 120. Yeah, we don't see any of them here. These are all these are all the last 2 hours here. Oh well. You know, I don't dislike this spot. I think you can pick it up here. You know, the problem is there's just so little data here to do very much TA on. You know, I think a safe play would be to take it. I would probably take it back up to this area right here. I want to take it back up to like the $2.50 area. Right around there. And I think that would be a really safe play to make right here with the falling wedge. And yeah, take profits here. And that's I mean, damn it, guys, that's a 100% move. Take 50% profits right there. Wash your hands. Congratulations. You can hold on to DF for the rest of the alt season. You basically, have it for free. Or, you can get greedy and just, see what happens. What was the other one? What was the other one?
Polka dot.
Polka dot. Let's look at that on major markets. Or, trading view. Yeah, that looks pretty strong here. I'm not gonna lie. I think this is it's not bad. I mean, it's not necessarily time to take it yet. We don't have we don't have trend break confirmation.
It breaks, yeah.
The 3-day isn't confirmed yet. I mean, don't forget, guys. We could see something like this where, I mean, remember that descending triangles are generally bearish. I mean, they break up, often enough that
Time to
I wouldn't
time.
bet your life on it. But here's a good example. Let's go over into commodities here. We were looking at this that's currency index. Let's go back over to commodities here on gold, where we had this descending triangle here that sort of faked everybody out, like, oh, this is going to break up from this descending triangle. No, it did not. And then we finally got the breakdown. So, and that's something to consider on patterns like that. But because the rest of the alt market is looking bullish and reversally, I don't dislike that spot on dot. And if you took it, I don't think you're dumb. But I would have a stop set on that. Okay.
Okay.
Let's finish up low sats. Let's try and blow through this, because I want to get going in a few minutes here. I got things to do. Hollow chain, still no. Still just no.
Wants to let go.
Yeah. See a coin. Let's look this on the daily. Not quite ready yet. Doesn't look ready. CMB, PO, nah.
Looking at the markets right now with the 13 EMA system that I use, I have a feeling that there's going to be quite a bit of coins to go through today for right picks. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of signals.
You know what, guys? I want to talk about VET here. This reminds me, I like VET in this spot right here. So, on the weekly, we finally topped out at the edge of our pitchfork here. You will all remember me making this pitchfork. I think I did this live on air with you guys quite a while back. This was in July. So for our long-term viewers will remember this. We had a very strong V-Train trade that we held from here to here, and then we took another one from here to, I think, here, and then I lost the top of it. It's just way too bullish. And we've settled back down on our median trend line. We've got a nice retest of previous resistance, turn support. We formed a nice descending wedge here on the daily and weekly. And we're going to get a weekly turn here soon, I think. I really like this for VeChain. I think this is a good entry point. And then we also have a nice retest of this consolidation area right here. Where did we land, guys? Oh, we landed on a consolidation area. And Price liked it. Price liked it. It's like, give me more consolidation. I'm going to consolidate my old stomping grounds. Yo, what up, Price?
Yo, what up, Price?
Yo, what up, Price?
Like it's hanging out with you.
Yeah.
Stop goes here.
Yeah. Well, I was I set this up for some members of ours, and I don't know. Like, looking at this, I would probably, if you did long this spot, I would probably exit gracefully here and be happy with your
Make some profit. Yep.
Yeah, it looks like a couple percentages. Yeah. So I really feel like this is probably going to break down further on Lend. Lend hasn't pulled back the way a lot of other ones have, but I still think it needs to. So ugly. Nope.
That broke right through it.
Maybe it's time again for IOTEX.
I mean, that with just even the pitchfork there, you have a pretty good stop. Like, if you want to enter there, you have a pretty easy stop.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, which is still probably quite a bit, but
Yeah.
yeah, right there.
Yeah, and you can also see there's like a strong downtrend right here that I would want to take on the break of this. This looks good, guys. I mean, if you just took it back to this area, that's a 33% move because this is 75 to 100.
If
So
you're trying to catch reversals, like this would be the things to be looking at.
yeah. So I mean, let's put this on the list. XVG. That's right. Let's go to the weekly on this one because if I know this,
Coin. Ooh.
all right. So you guys remember I called XVG in this spot and we went up a little bit, but it was underwhelming. But this is not a bad spot to be picking up XVG again if you believe shitcoin season is going to be in bloom, because let me tell you, XVG smells like a pretty shitty shitcoin. Whopper, retesting lows. I mean, it's nice, I guess, but there's better ones out there. IOST. It's really hard to complain about this volume, right?
Yeah, suddenly getting a bunch of volume coming out of nowhere.
Yeah. Sell volume petering out here. This is okay. You know, we did not retest the super lows, so I do like IOST in this spot. We've retested my consolidation area. I think you could long this one, and it would not be foolish. But we're not even getting a 3-day signal yet, so I'd be a little wary still. Doc, man, look at the support right here.
It does look good.
Yeah, I would long Doc here, guys. I really feel like I mean, we have not broken the downtrend stride yet, but so we can see this is just such a strong consolidation area right here. This resistance turn support. I would rather be long here than short. So maybe take it up to here. Nah, I don't think so. It's just there's nothing really bullish to recommend it to us. I do like the wedge it's created here.
Even with all that volume, still haven't broke the
Honestly,
trend.
there's a lot of white space in this wedge, but there's a wedge. And you're right, it does have the falling volume of a wedge. One has really pulled back and retested this area. I like picking up one here. One was really good to us during alt season, and it was strong, and it's had a nice strong pullback, and it is markedly oversold on TT. We could fall from this area right here, and that would be like a 25% movement. So I would be wary. You don't necessarily want to go all in here, but I like this spot. I like the wicks down into this here. This is yeah. There's a lot to recommend this spot to us for picking this up. So yeah. No downward trend stride broken yet. Nah, this is broken out of its pitchfork. This was a nice trade. See, all the way to the top of its pitchfork, and then it broke down, and then broke out of its pitchfork. So we would consider this particular trend like dead for now. Of course, we may form a new trend and finally wind back up in this area, which is where I would actually want to take this. And if we got a 3-day turn here, I do like that because we're retesting the local point of control here. Zill, maybe not quite ready yet. Although, we do have a broken trend. So, get this out of here. So this is something to consider. You know, this is, I mean, if you think about it, Zill has really calmed down for the majority of alt season while everything was moving around. So if this ended up being one of our first movers, I wouldn't really be surprised here by that. When we broke out of this, I said layer buys down here, and we've sort of. I think if you were to draw this out, you would see that we've kind of just kind of retested this, and yeah, I like Zill here. And I think that's it. That's my entire list of low cap coins here, guys. Why don't you suggest a few Uniswap ultra low cap shitcoins here, so that we can take a look at those. Especially if there's something that you think is winding up. I mean, I would love to know about it.
You seem to be on the verge of that Uniswap front. I mean, what are you thinking? I mean, Jack, you're into Uniswap as well. I mean, you got anything that's on your radar currently?
I mean, personally, I'm kind of thinking about Uni. Could we look at the Uniswap token? How's that looking? I mean, it seems to be stable last time I looked.
I have been staring at it all weekend myself. I actually lost some money on it. I made a bunch of money when I sold like right around like $7, and then I re-entered at like 480, and then I ended up selling that position at 390. They got me at the bottom. It was just too painful holding it past $4. Here, let's go to you.
She seems to be pretty.
Yeah, I don't know how many people in the live chat got their free
Dead in
UNIT
the
tokens, but be sure to raise your hand if you did.
Yep. No, actually, I think this looks kind of looks still toppy to me. I would not necessarily be buying this area right here.
And there's not enough data there too. That would lead me to believe that's got a lot more down to go than it does up.
Yeah, if we break back above this this point of control right here, basically if we break back above $5, then maybe. Until then, I would be bearish on it. That's my feeling on Uni for now. But there's like you said, there's very little data right here. On lower time frames, what I have been looking at is this right here. This kind of this formation. All right, so let's just get some okay. So we want to be either above $5 on, well, I guess above $5 on the daily, above $5 on the daily, or above this line right here. We'll stick an alert on it. There we go. What do we got from the members?
I see Challenged Investor asked for Theta, but we covered that about 20 minutes ago, Challenged Investor, so...
No, we definitely did not cover Theta.
We didn't? Or we just touched on it?
No, because otherwise I would have mentioned that Theta is just going, gone. Yeah, so if you look at Theta on the weekly, I would
Profit.
maybe not, because I mean, the weekly just started right here. So actually, this if you're trading the weekly, this is actually what you're looking at. I mean, I think you'd be an idiot if you sold the spot. As a matter of fact, I think you could probably
You're
buy
already in it. I don't think it's silly to take profit on that. You don't know if that's going to continue. Like
I mean,
that would be saying that longing this would be super intelligent.
I mean, I think if you went long here, you're probably going to make out okay.
That's just not something I would touch at this moment. I think it's a little overextended for my taste.
I hear you, but we're just now breaking this high from May.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't consider it overextended, because we kind of sidled up to this resistance like just Justin talks about.
Mm-hmm.
And we broke it. I think this is on Friday. Over the weekend, slightly bullish, and today more
He is
upside.
popping off.
So yeah, I say go for it with a stop below 50 cents. And if it ends up below there, then you get counterfeited. Sorry. But I think you could do that, and you may be so on the
Rewarded.
on the weekly, your stop would be below this weekly candle. Essentially, you'd be trying to make sure that because you don't want to get stopped out.
Yeah, that's not the game we're playing.
Yeah. So I like that. I do like theta here. Here, let's open up some DeFi coins. PLT. Ugly.
It's rough.
Yeah.
Rough.
That's rough, buddy.
I feel like we're gonna start seeing a trend.
Mm-hmm. None of these are looking super appetizing yet. Maybe BNT here. There's still this volume below us here. That has me worried.
Mm-hmm.
I would wait for the weekly signal, but if we got a weekly signal here and broke back out of this consolidation area, I would take that. I would definitely take BNT here. We talked about Ren here. It's just it looks a little rough here.
Support becoming resistance.
Balance doesn't look too bad here. Maybe take it up into this area right here. ZRX, this looks like it could be a broken down trend stride. Nope, not yet.
Not quite.
This is rather bullish looking. What's it look like on the weekly?
I feel like you're gonna have one more.
Previous highs right here. Support held, support held, support held 3 times in this spot. This could be pretty strong. This could be good.
A break of that trend I would want to see first, because I still think you could hit that lower point of control first. So I would
hey guys,
need
I think I'm gonna have to go here. Okay, everyone.
All right.
Hey guys, yeah.
Yeah, we might have to start wrapping it up.
No worries.
All right. I'm gonna turn over the comms to Jason and Jack here. Thank you everybody so much for stopping in to take a look at our market analysis today. Hopefully we'll be back on regularly scheduled time, regularly scheduled channel, and all those good things. For now, trade safely and manage your risk.
All right, so
Perfect.
much thanks to Alex. I'm gonna quickly swap to Midwest. Excuse me, Jason's stream for the time being. Jason, you might want to kill that Max Devices warning. There we go. All right, so much thanks to Alex for taking us through the beginning of the show. Very, very nicely done. I know he had to leave around 1, so go figure. He's probably leaving 15 minutes late, but we do what it takes for the audience currently.
I mean, we did a pretty good coverage of the entire market there. I mean, is there anything in the news there you want to discuss, or?
Not in particular, although I did see, like I said earlier, this Bitcoin closed above 10K for over 63 days in a row now, which is like a record of time spent above 10K. So, I mean, if we formed a 10K bottom or support level, I mean, it sure feels like we did at this point based on that metric alone. With that said, I see Challenge Investor asking for KNC. Did we cover KNC?
I don't believe we did.
Would you want to pull up KFC?
Yeah, I can definitely look at it. I'm going to be looking at it in a different sense, because I'm going to be looking at it from one of my different systems.
Yep.
And oddly enough, like I said, with my 13 EMA system, I just have a feeling that I'm going to be getting a lot of long signals today.
Word.
And looking at KNC for where we are, current baseline on the 13. Let's just see here real quick. So we'll have us sitting at 1.03. Basically, we are sitting pretty close to the 13 EMA. I'd want to see a little bit more buying pressure just to get this solidly closed above. But other than that, KNC is giving a long on Minx. We're right there at the 13 EMA, which would be one of the qualifiers as well. WADA's giving us everything we need with time transformation over 0. I mean, KNC actually looks really good here. In the terms of a daily swing trade, yep, absolutely. But I would wait until the close, of course, because if this is invalidated underneath the 13 EMA, then I would not take that position because there's going to be many, many other ones today that I feel like are going to meet these criteria a lot better. But KNC does look good.
Well,
See
there you have it. Challenge investor KNC looks like it's setting up
It does look like it's
for a
setting up.
decent move.
For sure.
Okay, let me take a quick look here. Crypto.com launches the supercharger. This is something I actually I was asking Peckham08 in the chat about. Let me quickly jump over to my browser here and show everybody what we're looking at. I know might be some CRO fans in here. So one-click liquidity mining on the Crypto.com exchange. Very interesting. Let's see what this is. Crypto.com announced the launch of Supercharger on the exchange, a simple, flexible, and secure liquidity mining platform for the most popular DeFi projects. The first project to launch in the Supercharger is Uniswap Uni, with a $500,000 USD allocation. Okay. Exchange users will receive Uni tokens as rewards for depositing CRO tokens into the Supercharger pool. Okay. Sign up for Crypto.com to participate. Okay. So there's about $500,000 worth of USD rewards paid out in Uni. Charging period first 30 days. User can deposit and withdraw from the Supercharger pool with no gas fees at any time. Oh, okay. So this is like a pool that they're managing with 0 fees. That's beautiful. Rewards distribution period. Users receive the reward tokens through a distribution pool. User eligibility. Yada yada yada. All right. So they're basically hosting a Supercharger pool on their platform. I'm not sure what we're gonna like. Are they taking the CRO and depositing an equivalent amount themselves on Uniswap? Either way, it looks like an opportunity to, I guess, stake or lock up your CRO, provide liquidity, maybe indirectly, if I understand this correctly, and get your hands on some hot Uniswap tokens. So that's my understanding here. It sounds epic, says Peckham. I have 2,000 CRO ready to go. I have a decent amount of CRO too, but majority of it is locked up in for the 6-month thing, so I can get my card. You have to be able to use the Crypto.com exchange. Yep, no problem. Yep, you must deposit via the exchange only. That's the impression I got, that this is something that they host on their platform. I don't know how they go about actually making that pool work on Uniswap, maybe indirectly, but whatever, it doesn't really matter. Point is, if you guys want those hot Uni tokens, this could be a great way to generate some, especially if you got some CRO kicking around. Peckham says move the funds tonight. And finally, I see Philip Kruger in the chat saying, hey guys, just joined. What is the stance on BTC right now? I don't know, Jason. What do you think? What's our stance on BTC?
Well, BTC is in an interesting spot. I think we're in an interesting spot overall, just because of where the economy's heading. We got the elections coming up. Everyone's going to kind of be in a certain mood here. But the reason why I exited my long position yesterday, well, my long exposure, because I just want to sit on the side, was due to this weekly hanging man candle, which usually can be deciphered as we tried to get back up there, but we just couldn't press above the latest high. But they could turn around and we just launch from here. That just because it's a hanging man candle does not mean that it's necessarily going to sell off. But if you look historically, more often than not, they do. So looking at the weekly here, and something that Alex talked about and what we were discussing earlier in the group was that 11.2 range that we figured we might sell back up into or buy back up into, and then that was where we were going to be looking at getting probably a little heavier into the shorting area. But as of now, I think the position to be in, for me at least, is to sit on my hands for now. I think that we're going to get some sideways action out of this week. I really do believe that we're going to end up closing this weekly candle below here, but that's to be determined at this point. I think that overall the safest bet is to be just on the sidelines for now, because I mean, we could get an explosion to the upside, an explosion to the downside, or what no one else wants is just more sideways. So if we get more sideways, that would lay some more credence to the upwards direction for me, at least, because holding that support I think is going to be super important here. And if we start breaking down again, I really do believe that we're going to probably test this low here, creating what I would think would be a large inverse head and shoulders. If we sell below this area, I really don't like it at all. I don't think I think that would be super bearish. Like if we break below this and started testing below the 7,000 range. But like I said, that's why I'm on my sitting on my hands right now, because I want to see this upper level hold where we just tested, and then from there I'll start probably accumulating more long positions. But like I said, I think the safest bet is to be on the sidelines right now. Not the most popular answer,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that Bitcoin seems, especially this year, largely correlated to mainstream markets. So with this whole COVID wave 2 narrative afoot right
There's
now,
so many aspects of this that we just don't know yet, you know, like if we have another shutdown, if we have
Yeah.
another something comes up, whether there's some kind of terrorist attack or something like that, like nations blaming nations. It's just so many things that can happen here. I mean, people are already judging the narrative off of if Trump loses or if Trump wins or if Biden wins, like, so it's just
Yeah.
going to be I think it's going to be a lot of Wick City, a lot of people with too much leverage getting burned, because it's
Yeah,
going to go both ways.
it definitely looks like we got some tumultuous times ahead, guys.
That's
But
why I think it's more
COVID
important than
stands out of my
any
mind,
time
though. I
to be
think
safe with your money.
since we had the market tank in March over a shutdown, a second shutdown might likely do the same. So I'm a little, back in my mind, I'm a little worried that that's exactly what we're gonna get. Mainstream markets are gonna take a shit, and Bitcoin's gonna go along with it. But can't deny that we are, 5 months out from the halving event. Everybody was expecting fireworks following the halving within 6 months, 12 months, 2 years. So I feel like sooner or later we're going to intersect with either, the COVID effect part two, or the bullish halving event. So finally taking off on price. So I guess we're going to find out sooner than later which thesis plays out. Potentially both, right? We could see another big market rout before, before we do finally climb to new all-time highs. That could only be maybe one last buying opportunity, I guess, is what I'm getting at. So otherwise,
And I mean,
I concur with.
even if you look at the daily here, because I entered into a long position here a couple days ago for the group, and I didn't quite get to my first take profit. I've already closed that position, but technically, I didn't get an early exit signal on this, so I should be in it still, but discretionarily, I wanted to be flat just because I know what kind of trickery we can get in times like this, so I'd rather just be on the sideline. But if I was still playing it by completely the rules, I would still be long right now. So, I mean, we are in position for more upside for sure. I'm just trying to be a little hesitant here.
Yep. All right. Well, I think that covers it for today's show. We did get a pretty rapid fire analysis of the market, nice and tidy, all wrapped up within an hour and a half. So, well done to everybody. Alex, who just had to dip a little earlier. Shout outs to everybody in the live chat, from Peckham to Challenge Investor, Ron Legato, David Rice, of course, always in here. Mr. Ether was here. David Windle, of course, asked for Dia. We covered him. B-Flow, challenge investor, Naruto Uzumaki, shout out to Naruto, and Paul Robertson, Crypto
Lee.
God. Yeah, Damien Hughes. So hope I didn't miss anybody. Professor Wally, Adachi. I covered some of you guys earlier. Thanks to everybody who showed up for today's stream. Apologies for Justin not being back yet, but he's kind of in still. I think he's the ball's deep in the move, right? He's moving to a new house, and I think he probably got in a little over his head than he was expecting, and then you got to take apart the office and move all that. Maybe took longer than he expected.
Moving's tough.
Yeah, moving is big stress for a lot of people. One of the more stressful things you can do. So, if everybody was wondering where he is, that's where he is. He did reassure everybody he's going to be doing the market analysis for the premium members tonight, so stay tuned for that. Otherwise, Justin will probably be back very soon. And if he's not, if he still needs a few more days to kind of finish moving the office and setting everything up, well, we'll cover. We'll be back probably even tomorrow, especially if the markets do something interesting. We're going to have to cover that. Plus whatever's popping in the news, right? So, all right, guys. Hope everybody enjoyed their market breaking Bitcoin update for Monday. And I guess that's it. Any final words?
Well, really appreciate everyone coming out. Like I said, for now, in the sense of where I am, of course, Alex is a little bit more bullish on the situation in the short term, of which I don't deny at all. I think that we could get some more buying pressure to the upside here. How far is to be seen. I'm sitting sideways right now on the sidelines just to give myself a better direction of where the market is. I don't feel like you always have to be jumping into a position. Sometimes the best position is no position. And you can always look back and get back into the market later instead of losing all your money up front because you think you're going to miss something. Never play it like that. It'll never work out for you. But in the short term, it should be an interesting week. I kind of personally feel like it might be pretty sideways, but we are going to see.
There you have it, boys. All right. Don't forget to dollar cost average, buy that Bitcoin. Don't sleep on the Bitcoin. Never know when the new all-time highs will be.
This is going to pop up at some point. We all know it. We just don't know when.
Maybe another buying opportunity ahead. I guess it all remains to be seen. Something we will likely explore in the coming days and weeks, guys. But that's it. Time to sign off. Go into the credits now. Again, cheers to everybody who's here. Later.
Trade safely, everyone. Have a good one.